Welcome back to another episode of
That thing's operational.
Today we are digging deep into the data vault to grab Death Star plans because we're doing the Battle of Scarif. Me and Joe both have 3 copies of Death Star plans in each of our decks. Beyond that, what is your deck like today, Joe?
Well, I'm playing Cassian. We're both playing Data Vault. In my case, because I couldn't narrow down a thematic deck to 50 cards. So, we got Jin, K2, everything that's sort of Rogue One themed. I tried to cram in here, as well as, a few cards that are functional.
Me, I've got Director Krennic, also with Data Vault. It's my vault that's being protected here. I've got, obviously Death Star troopers, shore troopers, and maybe Darth Vader will show up to grab those Death Star plans.
Yeah, so we do have special rules for this match. Very simple special rules. We are each going to start with a copy of Death Star plans in our opening hand, and we're not allowed to resource Death Star plans. If you mulligan, you hang on to the Death Star plans. So that's our special rules. Death Star plans are going to be bouncing all over the place. Just like in Rogue One, they're just juggling between a
bunch of copies.
The Stormtrooper catches one and goes, oh, what do I do with this? Then, Jin knocks out the Stormtrooper, takes it, and then...
throwing it back and forth.
So here's our initiative token is going to be Marva's funeral speech. So I'll hang on to that. Oh, cool, I got Death Star plans in my opening hand.
Top deck.
Well, I gotta follow the rules here. So, well, I'm gonna spend 1 for benthic 2 tubes.
Okay, so you Sugarera? Sugarera? No?
Bringing both tubes to bear.
Fully loaded. I've got 2 for Director Krennic, who has a shield.
I will claim. Ah, her head came off.
Oh no.
Okay, so don't pick her up by the head.
I pass.
Ugh, don't like this one bit. I guess I'll attack your base for 2. Oh, by the way, before we get any farther, we are going to be playing a best out of 3. However, games 2 and or 3, we don't know if we're getting to 3. You're going to see a best of 1. If you are a patron or a YouTube member, you can watch the full best of 3 set. The games 2 and 3 will be unedited, uncut.
I am paying 2 to put Death Star plans on Director Krennic.
I wish I had, well, actually, if I'd attacked him, I would have died and they would have just gone away. I'm going to pay 3 for Fighters for Freedom.
I'm going to play a landing shuttle. It costs 1 less because of Krennic and 2 less because of Death Star plans, so it's completely free.
Oh my god. I'm going to claim.
Krennic will attack 2 tubes for 2, and I'll lose my shield. And then
my tubes!
Pass. You've got no tubes now.
Okay, what we are going to do... Oh, this is scary. Scarif. I think we're gonna kill Krennic and take his plans.
No.
Right, so when I attack the guy with the plans, I put him on any of my guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Transmission received.
Admiral, we have the plans!
I'll attack for 2.
We know how many bathrooms are on the Death Star.
That's their weak point. If the toilets all get overloaded at once.
We're gonna have to send 3,000 people in there who haven't pooped in a week. We're gonna flood the Death Star. I'm picturing Mads Mikkelsen explaining that flaw. They call it the Death Star. There's no greater name. I built a flaw into it. If you plug all the toilets on level 1138, it'll overflow and the water will short circuit the reactor. So now the first card I play costs 2 less. First unit.
First unit, yeah.
So I'm gonna play 1 for Wanted Insurgents, and then my fighters do a damage to your base.
I'm gonna pay 4 for a creepy CGI deepfake of Grand Moff Tarkin.
If the Senate gets wind of our project, countless systems will flock to the rebellion.
Search the top 5 cards of your deck for up to 2 Imperial cards. These are all Imperials. I'm gonna take a Super Laser Technician and a Cell Block card. Get some Death Star people out here.
I guess I'm just gonna pay 2 to put some Death Star plans on this guy. This just means the first unit I play each turn costs 4 less.
Yeah.
It's not like I get a 2 discount and then a 2 discount. They're both targeting the first unit I play each turn.
I will claim the Marva hologram.
I will pass.
What are you doing with all these Death Star plans? Those are supposed to be mine.
We're running like the PDF compare to see if they are accurate. I wish I hadn't resourced Saw Gerrera, because I'm like, I'm never gonna pay. He's in for theme, but like he costs 6 because he's off aspect. But now he'd only cost 2.
Yeah.
Man, the power of Death Star plans.
Turns out they're really good. New meta. I think I will start by having Tarkin kill off the Fighters for Freedom, and he will die, but he will free the Death Star plans from your clutches. These are my Death Star plans.
They go to this guy.
Oh, yeah, you can attach. The attacking player takes control of this upgrade, attaches it to a unit they control. It's not even a May, so I have to do it.
Yeah, it has like a micro tractor beam for loading cargo, and it sucks it up off the battlefield. I am going to pay 1 for some more Fighters for Freedom.
I am going to pay 1 for a cell block guard.
That sucks. I should have attacked first, because if I hit your base for 3 or more, Cassian lets me draw a card. I'm going to pay 2 for Jin. Stardust.
I will deploy Krennic. 2/7. Restore 2.
Guess I'm just gonna kill your cell block guard. God,
does 3 back.
That was a pretty brutal cell block guard.
I will have Krennic.
My weird shriveled Bib Fortuna's cousin over here.
He's gonna finish off those insurgents.
I think he literally is Bib Fortuna's cousin, by the way.
I restore 2, and I'll take 4 damage, and then he lifts some weights and taking damage.
You attach that to one of your guys.
I'll put it on this shuttle since it's safe up here in space.
That seems good. I'm gonna spend 2 for my more Death Star plans on the Fighters for Freedom. We've got 3 Death Star plans on the field.
I'm gonna pay.
Find those plans. 3. I want them alive.
Super Laser Technician. Let's power this bad boy up.
Claim.
Attack for 2. And then pass.
Turns out when there's a million Death Star plans, Alliance Dispatcher is not a needed card. How much health does Krennic have left?
3.
Ugh, put me in a tough spot because I want to leave Jin to power up from when the super laser inevitably dies, because she likes dead guys. But the super laser will just crash into her. So then I could attack him with these guys, but then that feels like I'm just giving you what you want. So we'll hit your base for 3 with Jin.
I am gonna pay -2, -4. I'm gonna pay 3.
Oh man.
For Darth Vader. He wants those plans. Let me do his when played. Search the top 10. Any number of villainy units with a combined cost of 3 or less. Play them each for free. Okay, it's gonna be a Shore Trooper and a TIE Fighter. Let's have him ambush into the Fighters for Freedom.
Have some more plans, sir.
Let's load them up on this Lambda shuttle.
Oh my god.
It's probably not safe.
I wish I hadn't resourced the Space Ambusher.
He takes 3 and gets the Krennic bonus.
I'm going to use Cassian's ability to spend 1 to draw a card.
Sir, unauthorized access at the data vault.
Yeah, Super Laser will kill Jin and become a resource.
Good thing that rebellions are built on hope, because that's what I'm working off of right now. I'll spend 1 for Benthic.
Krennic will attack your base for 3, and I restore 2.
I'm going to deploy Cassian.
Landing shuttle attacks for 2.
I'm going to hit your base for 4 and draw another card, because he says when I deal damage to a base, I get to draw a card.
I will pay 2 for an Outland TIE Vanguard. Give an experience token to a unit that costs 3 or less. Let me give it to the Shore Trooper, and the Shore Trooper has its +2 power from resources, by the way.
Yeah, I'll claim.
Okay, pass.
2 tubes is going to hit your base for 2 and give Cassian raid 2.
I'm gonna pay 4 for my first unit of the round.
Oh my god.
Devastator.
Jesus.
When played, deal damage to a unit equal to the number of resources you control. So 8 onto Cassian, just orbital bombards him.
I'm gonna have to play 7 for U-wing reinforcements.
Troop reinforcements! Here we go!
So I will search the top 10 cards. Combined cost of 7. Well, that's a real shame. Because I'm looking at a card that might be my only hope here, and it's not gonna work. We're gonna bring out K2 and Cassian.
I'm gonna have Vader do 6 to your base.
I have to claim.
Krennic does 3 to your base. Restore 2. Shore Trooper does 5 to your base. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, I've got, what, 4 health left?
I've got 4 for Krennic's shuttle. It has a shield, and when played, when defeated, you may take control of a token, upgrade on a unit, attach it to an eligible unit. So I will put its shield onto Vader, and then pass.
Well, I mean, that's probably it, unless I have a Sentinel bigger than Devastator. So we've got a couple options here. We can do a heroic sacrifice
Okay.
with K2, which will end up with 7 damage on your base. We can bring in the blue leader and ambush into Devastator and do nothing. We have a Hammerhead, which would just do 3 damage to somebody. I feel like it should have ambush. And my downfall is this has been in my hand since the beginning, but I wasn't resourcing it because we said we couldn't resource it. And I think that's what screwed me, is because I kept having this dead card in my hand that I couldn't get out. We'll do a heroic sacrifice with K2 because he doesn't deserve to live.
Goodbye.
So
He hits for 6 plus 3 more, so that's 9 to your base.
wow, puts me at 15. And then the Devastator comes out of hyperspace, or it already did, whatever.
39.
So I feel like the biggest difference was, or like the biggest thing that helped, having this space unit to throw
Right.
these Death Star plans on.
Yeah, my space units didn't show up. I resourced the blue leader early, and then I didn't see any space units until just now. So there's not a lack of space units. U-wing pulled a Profundity into my hand. I'm like, wish I could play that. Now it's at the bottom of my deck. That was the Battle of Scarif. Oops, all Death Star plans, basically. If you are a patron or a YouTube member, you can stick around to watch the rest of this best out of 3 match. Hopefully I draw some more space units. If you're not, thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Tell us what we could have done different, I guess. I think this time for the next 2 or 1 matches or games, the restriction on not resourcing your Death Star plans is going to be lifted.
Okay.
However, that restriction only applies to the card that starts in your hand. We're still going to do that. That card cannot be resourced.
That makes
the other
sense.
2 can be.
Okay.
All right. Get ready for more, patron people. We love you.